Good afternoon, Lady Wild fans. We're about to face off here, the first of two friendly games in this Saturday afternoon friendlies with the Ames Squirt Orange team. We're a couple familiar faces on this team. We got Riot Riedemann. She's often on the Lady Wild team, but she's on the other side of the line today. So we're going to be facing off here in just a couple minutes. We do have one guest player today with Stella Pappas joining the team on special approval from the Flyers. She's playing down today. Lady Wild take the ice, and we've got Bree gonna center a line with Laura and Penny, then Caroline and looks like Gwen over there, your first D pair. I'm guessing we're gonna do two 14-minute running clock periods and then a stop clock period for the third. We'll see how it goes here, but 14 minutes to start this one. And puck's dropped. Ames comes away with the puck. This is Riot skating through. She loses across center ice, but then the Flyers take control, bring it in the Lady Wild zone. Lara brings it out. This is Calder Paulson with the puck. Coming through, gets it taken off her stick by Caroline. And Howe comes up, takes a shot, and it gets by our friend, our goalie. I think it's Finley back there. So the Flyers take a 1-0 lead to start the game after just 40 seconds of play. This is going to be Stella centering a line with Riley and Gabby. And then Beckett and Ruby back on defense. Gabby passes it forward to Stella. Stella now brings it in the Flyer zone. Stella comes, not able to get a good shot, but then follows up with her own rebound, gets it in. Tie the game 1-0 or 1-1. I believe that was Stella Pappas that got that through. All right, now Caroline out here, gonna take the space off with Ellie and Lara. And then Margot and Lemon back on defense. Flyers bringing in the Lady Wild zone, then turn the puck over, and this is Margot bringing in the Flyers zone. She's going to send it from the blue line. Flyers send it up to the point where Lemon sends it back in deep. Flyers send out of the zone, now scoot through center ice. Bring in the Lady Wild zone. That's Lennon there pressure, or Caroline rather pressuring. Lennon though picks up the puck in the net. Sends it up to Lara. Flyers on the change. Caroline gonna bring it through into the Flyer zone. Skates around the left wing circle, takes a shot. It's deflected in front of the net and sent back out to the blue line where Margot sends it back in deep. Centering pass does not connect. Comes up the blue line, gets past Lennon, goes through center ice all the way down. This is going to be icing. Oh no, they wave off icing, doesn't quite make the line. Margot sends it up to Bree. Bree skates set out of the zone. Now across center ice and into the Flyer zone. She's going to stop, take a shot from the high slot. It goes wide. Penny trying to center, it gets deflected. Now centering pass just doesn't quite get to Bree. Gwen and it's going to confuse me all day because looks like Beckett out there with Riot's old jersey, I believe. So that's going to mess me up all day. Flyers skating out of the zone through center ice. Lose the puck as they come across the red line. Send it in. That's offsides. Now Stella coming up to take the face off with Riley and Gabby. Ruby and Lennon back on defense. Flyers bring him to the zone. Ruby takes it off the stick. Now it's at center ice, and Flyers now bring it back into the Lady Wild zone. Centering pass. Riot Knight able to deflect, but now she comes back, picks up at the high slot, tries to send one in. It's deflected back out to the blue line. Flyers send it in deep. Little deflection there, and Calder Paulson not able to get good wood on that follow-up shot. This is Lennon bringing it out of the zone. She loses it, but sends it up center ice. Cross ice to Riot. Riot sends it up to the red line. Ruby now sends it into the Flyers zone. Board battle with Stella Pappas, and now Riley's going to pick up the puck. She centers, nobody home. Bounces in front of the net. Flyers trying to clear. They are able to get out of the zone. Ruby breaks up that breakaway. She chases it down, sends it up the boards. Flyers intercept. Caroline comes up, picks her pocket. Now she's skating with it at the far boards. She chips it up out of the zone, across center ice, into the back down to the Flyers defensive zone. It's Cohen Fan, sends it up the boards to Riot. Oh, loose puck. Flyers are going to have a one-on-one with the goalie. High shot, deflected out over the crossbar. Flyers reverse, send it back to the near boards. That shot goes behind the net. Caroline picks it up, sends it up to the blue line. Sent back up by the Flyers. Lara sends it. Oh, doesn't quite get it out. They pick up the puck. Oh, just bouncing pucks. Just bounces over Finley's glove and in. And that's 2-1 Flyers. Stella taking the face off with Bree and Penny. Then Lennon and Ruby on defense. Ruby sends it in the blue line. Flyers hold it. Now send it in deep. Lennon doesn't get good wood on it, and Eli Van Bergen comes up. Lennon sends it back deep, or up to the blue line. Now Bree clears the zone. She sends it, gets across the red line, sends it in deep. I believe that's Cohen Fance, picks up the puck, tries to break out. Lennon intercepts, sends it in deep. Flyers send it up to the point. It comes across up to center ice. Lennon slows it down. Lady Wild send it back into the Flyer zone. Flyers D's skating through neutral ice. This is how he centers, goes right through the crease. Bounces out to the Red Wing circle, and then it goes right through the five-hole. Comes in for the third goal of the game for the Flyers. Flyers up 3-1. 6.5 minutes left here in the first period. That was Caroline taking the face off. She's got Gabby and Riley. Margot back on defense. Caroline brings it all the way through, and she's able to get a backhand through the 5-hole there to get this to a 1-goal game. It's now 3-2 Flyers. Great effort there by Caroline bringing it through and getting that shot in. Going to keep the same line out here. Margot and Gwen are back on defense. Riley sends that over to Gabby. Gabby ties up the Flyers player so Caroline can pick up the puck. She loses her edge as she tries to enter the zone. Gabby's offsides. Line change coming for the Lady Wilds. That's Stella Pappas, Ellie and Lara, Ruby and Beckett on defense. Beckett sends it into neutral ice. Flyers pick up the puck now, bring it into the Lady Wild zone. Stella picks up the puck. She tries to clear it up the far boards. Not able to get good wood on it. Centering pass gets through a couple defenders and covered up by Finley. Flyer player comes in with a really late attempt at that. Same line out there for Lady Wild. Riot tries to take a shot. It goes off Stella's shinny. Flyers take a shot, goes through the crease to the near boards. Comes up to Flyers D. That's Howie takes a shot right in the chest of Finley. Ruby tries to clear it out. She loses her edge, she comes around. And then Riot picks up the loose puck and slides one in. It's 4-2 Flyers. This is Caroline coming out with Bree and Penny. Margot and Lennon back on defense. Caroline sends that over to Petty. And then Calder Paulson comes in, sends it into the Lady Wild zone, and sends it in deep. Margot loses the puck as she comes around the net. Reverses. Now Caroline picks it up. She's trying to skate it out, and she's got to take it off her stick. She picks up the loose puck again, chips it up the boards. Margot and Bree coming up. Flyers send it back in, and now Caroline picks up the loose puck, skates it through neutral ice, brings it into Flyer zone. She's got Bree with her, Penny as well. Oh, that goalie makes a great save. It bounces to the near boards. Bree tries to center, it doesn't connect. Bree sends one towards the net, that's covered up. Stella Pappas taking the face off. And now the puck comes through neutral ice. Stella chasing it down. Gwen comes, tries to set it up, gets deflected deep by the Flyers. Board battle at the near boards. Beckett sends it up to the point, and then the Flyers send it one towards the net, and that's blocked and covered up by Finley. So we've got Beckett and Gwen out on D. Caroline going to take the face off with Ellie and Lara. Eli Van Bergen takes a shot. It goes over the crossbar. That shot gets deflected behind the net. Flyers pick it up, try to center. It's intercepted by Caroline. Caroline skating with it behind the net to the far boards. Now skating it up. She's going to skate out of the zone. She's got a little space. As that Flyers player loses their edge, she sends a shot in. It gets deflected behind the net. Loose puck, not able to get corralled, and now the Flyers skated up out of the zone. Now that's Eli Van Bergen brings it in. Deflected for a minute by Lara, and then Eli's able to get a shot, but it doesn't connect. Caroline bringing up now the near boards. Through neutral ice. She's going to dance around, and she's got it taken off her stick. The centering pass. A lot of action in front of the net there, and then the goalie's finally able to get it covered up before it goes in. About 30 seconds left here in this first period. It's going to be Stella, Bree, and Penny out with Lennon and Ruby on defense. Ruby comes up, chips it backhanded. It's intercepted. She tries to set it back in deep again, but the Flyers are able to clear the zone. Ruby races to try to slow the play down. Flyers pick it up at their own blue line. Stella's offside, but that's going to be the end of the first period. Lady Wild find themselves down 4-2 back in 60 seconds. All right, starting the second period for Lady Wild, we'll have Stella, Bree, and Penny. Lennon and Ruby back on defense. Kind of a puck battle there. The blue line comes forward and back, and Stella finds herself off sides. We'll have a neutral zone face off here with the same lines. Stella sends that over to Bree. Bree hooks it into the Flyer zone. Flyers send it to the near boards. Ruby chases it down. She collects the puck, sends it into the neutral zone. Flyers send it in outsides. This is Caroline, Gabby, and Riley. Caroline picks up the loose puck. She dances through the Flyers. She's got it taken off her stick. Board battle with Gabby and Riot there. Now the Flyers pick it up with some speed, bring it through neutral ice. Beckett hooks off the stick, slows the play down. Margot sends it up the boards, and Gabby brings it into the Flyer zone. She loses an edge. Caroline picks up the loose puck, sends it towards the net. That's covered up by the goalie. Stella, Ellie, and Lara, your forward line. And Glenn and Lennon back on defense. Flyers send it up to the line where Glenn tries to send it back in deep. Lara loses her edge. And the Flyers send it deep into the Lady Wild zone. Lennon plays that before. It's going to be icing. She kind of loses her edge there. It looks worse than what it was. Oh, no, there is a delayed penalty here. Ellie forwards it, or tries a centering pass, and Flyers pick up the loose puck. Lady Wild are going to find themselves on a power play. Sorry, I might have said the Flyers. Lady Wild on the power play here as the Flyers send one in. Not sure what the call was. Caroline sends one in. Ruby now comes up, sends a shot. It bounces just by the bar, and now the Flyers pick up the loose puck, skate it in neutral ice. They send it deep. Finley covers up that puck before it gets any trouble. Lady Wild are on the power play, but you wouldn't guess it by how fast they're moving here with the stop or running clock. This is how he collects the puck. He sends one in. Pad saved there by Finley. Now Lady Wild clear the zone. Cullen Pants picking up. He's skating the wrong way. Bree sends it now in deep. Comes up to the blue line. Ruby stops it there. Caroline sends it to the other side of the ice. Bree's pressuring there, and Flyers send it around the boards. Ruby not able to keep it in. That flex gets deflected up and off sides. That'll end the penalty effectively here, so the Flyers will be back full strength right after this face-off. This is Stella, Gabby, and Riley. Flyers bring in the Lady Wild zone. Lennon picks up the puck at the far corner, sends it up the boards. It's collected there by the Flyers, send it deep. Beckett sends it up to the near boards. Flyers send it back in deep. Beckett chasing it down the near corner. Beckett sends it around to the far boards. Flyers collect, not able to get good wood on that shot, and Riley sends it in the neutral zone. Flyers are going to have to reset. They clear the zone, but that's Stella. Pappas picks up the loose puck. She's skating it into the Flyers zone. Flyers pick up the loose puck, skate around their own goal. Backhand it up out of the zone. Flyers pick up the loose puck. They send one in from the high slot. That's deflected by Beckett. She's in a little bit of pain, so she's calling to come off the ice as soon as she can. Yep, she's going to come off. Margot's coming in for Beckett. Beckett's okay, just in a little bit of pain taking that shot right in the chest. Flyers send it up to the near boards. Gabby steals the puck away, tries to send it in, it gets deflected back up to the blue line. Margot sends it back in deep. Now the Flyers pick up the loose puck. Gabby once again picks the pocket. The Flyers pick up the loose puck once more. Margot stops them at the blue line. She sends it back in deep. That's offsides. Great job by the Lady Wild there. We're trying to keep that puck in. Caroline taking the face off. That's Laura and Ellie with her. Gwen and Margot on defense. Caroline picks up the loose puck. She's getting into the Flyer zone. She takes a shot. It goes wide. Caroline picks up her own rebound. She's trying to wrap around. It's going to get covered up there by the goalie. 6:20 here left in the second period. Lady Wild down 4-2. New D line with Ruby and Gwen. Forward line stays the same. Caroline, great win over to Lara, but that's Sullivan Baker able to intercept it. Now it's sent over to Riot here at the far boards. Ruby keeps it in. Ruby once again battling with Riot, and Riot able to clear the zone for the Flyers. Comes into Lady Wild zone, and Gwen comes back to collect. Caroline picks up the loose puck, skates through neutral ice. She's got it taken off her stick, but she collects the loose puck again. She's going to take a wide shot, deflected over the net by the goalie. Flyers send it up to the blue line. Gwen not able to keep it in. Ruby slows that play down, and now Gwen picks up the puck, that's Caroline picks up the puck, and really obvious trip there. So Lady Wild going to go back on the power play. Out there on the power play is Stella, Bree, Penny, Beckett, and Lennon on defense. Sullivan Baker, no, that's not Sullivan. I think that was Nice that brought it out, or Crone. Anyway, Lady Wild sent it back up to the line. Now Penny brings it out of the zone. Flyers pick up the loose puck in their own zone, but skate it out into neutral ice. Flyers send it in offsides. Flyers did a good job of clearing out the zone quick and not letting Lady Wild get any zone time there on the power play. Got same line out there for Lady Wild. Flyers went in the zone, gets sent over to the far boards. Flyers chip it in deep. Lennon sends the puck up the far boards. It's going to trickle out of the zone. Flyers send it to the near boards. Now back in deep down the Lady Wild zone. That should have, I think, been icing, but they called it off. Flyers tried to send it. There was nobody home to collect it anyway, but it was deflected behind the net by the Lady Wild. Flyers send it back in deep. That's Beckett and Eli Van Bergen battling for it behind the net. Beckett sends it to the far boards to Penny. Flyers send a shot. It's deflected by, I think, both Beckett and Finley there right in the crease. Beckett, great stick there to poke the puck to the far corner. Beckett sends it up to the far boards. Now Lennon picks up loose puck. She's going to skate out of the zone. She loses it for a second. She recollects. Eli Van Bergen able to send it back in deep for the Flyers. Nope. That was scary. We had Eli hanging out in front of the net, but now Stella Pappas brings it into the zone. Penny picks up a loose puck. Centering past to Bree. Bree not able to connect on that one-timer. Margot stops the puck from coming out of the zone. Penny sends it back in deep. Flyers pick it up behind their own net. They're just going to skate it out of the zone. Flyers come up to pressure. Stick lift, but the Flyers are able to get in the Lady Wild zone, but way offsides. Caroline taking the face off with Gabby and Riley over there. Ruby and Margot on defense. Caroline gets the puck behind her own net. She's skating it up out of the zone. She loses it, but that's Gabby rather, tries to send it out. Puck set deep, deflects up to the net where Finley covers it up. Well, the D zone face off here at Finley's left. Great job by Caroline sending it over the boards. Comes up the blue line. Sullivan Baker goes D to D. Howie fires a shot. It goes wide. Sullivan Baker collects, sends it back in deep. Ruby collects here at the near corner. She backhands it to the other side of the ice. Gabby tries to skate out of zone. She loses her edge. Board battle at the far board. Caroline clears the zone. She backhands it up. It's going to trickle into the Flyer zone. They're going to go not D to D. They send it up into neutral ice. They're cherry picking here. Ruby staying back. Margot comes forward. Nice stick lift there. Puck goes in front of the net to the near boards. Flyers try to center. Margot's there. Margot sends it up the boards. It bounces to the center of the ice where Flyers just able to keep it in the zone. Centering pass. Great job by Caroline coming in to deflect that. Flyers players begging for a penalty. Not sure what they wanted there. Caroline, though, now she picks it up, skating up the near boards. That's here in the second period. Lady Wild in the second, down 4-2. Both teams break the huddle here after the intermission. Stella going to take the face off with Ellie and Laura, Lennon and Gwen on defense. It's going to be a 12-minute, I'm guessing, stop clock, third period. Flyers get in the Lady Wild zone, but Lennon able to clear it back out. Stella hooks it into the Flyers zone, but they're able to clear it right away. Riot Riedemann sends it into the zone. She takes a shot, but Lennon rather, deflects it behind the net. Stella tries to send it up and out. Flyers just able to keep it in. Lennon's going to try this side. She passes it up to Gabby. Finley got sleeping a little bit there. Just able to get her foot on that puck before it goes in. Flyers able to hold the zone again. Reverse at the point. Now at the high slot. Bring it into the slot. Going to backhand a shot. Couple weird bounces there. Ends up behind the net. Beckett at the board battle. Lennon. centering pass by the Flyers. Riot gets a weak backhand on it. Another centering pass. Lennon tries to clear it, doesn't get much on it. Riot sends it to the near boards. Board battle there. Lady Wild able to clear the zone. Lar chasing it down, trying to get in the Flyers zone. Flyers able to hit it back and bring it now into Lady Wild zone. Flyers take a shot. It's poked behind the net by Finley's stick. Caroline chasing down the puck, trying to clear it out. Flyers, great effort to keep it in. Lady Wild send it up to the blue line, but the Flyers able to send it back in deep. Margot collects, sends it up the boards to Penny. Penny sends it up out of the zone. Cross center ice now into the Flyers zone. It's going to go all the way down for icing. Got Margot and Beckett on defense. Stella, Riley, and Gabby, your forward line. Howie fires another one in. It's pad save. Comes up the blue line. Howie fires the one back in again. Margot clears it out. Comes back up to Howie. Three great shots by Howie right on net from the blue line. Lady Wild able to keep him out of the net though. Oh, Beckett just not able to get much on that clearing attempt, and it goes right to Eli Van Bergen in the slot, and he's able to fire one in. We're going to have Caroline, Ellie, and Mara with Ruby and Lennon on defense. Stella skates it into the Flyer zone. Board battle. No, that was Caroline that skated into the Flyer zone. Comes back to Ruby. She collects the puck and sends it in deep. Flyers collect and they clear. Trying to break out. Ruby loses her edge there, but great D by Lennon. Ruby picks up the puck. She's skating with it. Chops in through center ice, and she takes a shot. Pad save there. Lara slows that puck down. It's going to come up to Ruby at the point. She takes a shot. It's off a skate. Flyers collect the loose puck. Howie trying to bring it coast to coast, but Lennon has other ideas. She slows the play down, sends it up into the neutral ice now into the Flyers zone. Flyers go across ice. Send it into the Lady Wild zone. Ruby chips it up. Now Ellie finishes the job, gets out of the zone. This is Lindquist, picks it up. He backhands it towards the net. Lennon intercepts. Lennon sends it up behind the net to the near boards. That shot's deflected by Lennon. Caroline picks up the puck. She's got it taken off her stick there. Lady Wild trying to break out. Flyers doing a great job holding it in, but now Caroline picks up the puck. She's got just one to beat. Oh, loose puck right in front of the net. I think that was Ellie not able to poke it in, though. Puck comes back to Lady Wild blue line. Bree races down to try to pick it up. Flyers bring it in off sides. think Stella Pappas is a little, she's getting a little turned around with usually playing for the Flyers, now playing against the Flyers. Bree picks up the puck, skates it across center ice, brings it into the Lady Wilds, or into the Flyers zone. She loses the puck though, and the Flyers are able to clear it. Gwen comes to collect. She's gonna look to go across ice to Bree. Margot sends it into the zone. Flyers cleared out. Comes behind the Lady Wild zone, or Lady Wild goal. Looks like the Lady Wild are going to go on their first penalty kill of the game. That's Margot going to the box. Gonna go visit her mom over there. Guessing they're gonna call her for a trip. That's what it looked like to me, but I think it was inadvertent. Alright, to kill the penalty, Beckett and Lennon, Laura, and Caroline. Caroline jumps that pass, and now she's skating with the 3 neutral ice. Now she's just got one to beat. She gets a shot off, pad save. Now it looks like we're going to even back up here as the Flyers are going to send one to the box. So we'll go 4-on-4 for the next about minute, and then Lady Wild will have about 30 seconds of a power play. Flyers able to get control and skate it through neutral ice. Dancing around into the slot. They're going to get a backhanded shot and right into the glove there for Finley. Great stop. Stella Pappas taking the face off. Ruby and Bree and Glenn out there on this 4-on-4. That's how he fires one in. It goes just wide. Lady Wild sent up the blue line. Flyers keep it in. They go to the right wing circle. I think that was Calder Paulson. Sends one from the circle. Goes wide. Bree skating through neutral ice, brings it into the Flyer zone. She sends one from the right wing circle. It's right there, not quite covered. Ref blows the whistle. It was never covered up though. Five more seconds on the 4-on-4, and then Lady Wild will be on the power play for 30 seconds. Caroline and Penny coming out with Glenn and Ruby. Caroline takes a shot, pad save. Flyers send it to the near boards. Comes out of the zone. Riley collects. Now skates it in neutral ice. Across the center line. Now Penny brings it into the Flyer zone. That's Howie not able to collect. Penny tries to center, nobody home. Flyers set up the blue line. Ruby sends it back in deep. Penny sends it towards the net, goes through the crease, and the Flyers goalie covers it up. We're back to full strength for both teams. Maybe about 4 minutes to try to climb out of this 3-goal hole. Riley chases down the loose puck. Now Stella Pappas loads and fires and saved there by the goalie. We'll have another offensive zone face-off here at the right wing dot. Stella, Riley, and Gabby out there. Lennon and Beckett on defense. Comes up to Lennon at the blue line. She sends it deep. Good job by Stella to come up on that back check. Now it sends it back in deep. Flyers send it up though, and they're able to get it out past Beckett. Lennon, great job to slow that play down. Flyers pick up the loose puck. Little collision there in the slot. They fire one in. Saved there by Finley. Comes up to Sullivan Baker at the blue line. He sends it in. Battle there in the slot. Puck just hanging out. Finley comes up and gets it covered up. Face-off comes up to the point. They try to fire it in, but it gets deflected high in the air. Ruby now picks up the loose puck. She slides it up to Caroline. Flyers though able to try to get it back in deep. Ruby sends it up the boards to the blue line. It's held in there and sent back. Ellie clears the zone now. Lara, Ellie, Caroline chasing it down. Flyers send it back in neutralize. Ruby collects the loose puck. She's got to be careful there. Flyers bring it in the zone. Ruby pokes it to the near boards. Caroline picks it up behind the net, sends it up the far boards to Lara. Lara sends it out of the zone. Flyers come up. Ruby picks up the loose puck. Just go, Ruby. Ruby brings it in the zone. She tries to take a shot. It gets deflected. She picks up her own rebound behind the net. She tried to cross-check her, but they lose their stick trying. Loose puck comes up to Caroline, and Caroline fires it into the back of the net. Lady Law bring it within 2 with 1:53 left in the third period. This is going to be Stella, Penny, and Bree, Gwen, and Beckett on defense. Bree bringing it into the Flyers zone. She takes a shot, stick save. Puck hanging out there right in front of the net. Beckett comes up, fires it in. This is how he collects. He sends out the blue line, gets past Beckett. Comes down, I think, for icing. Yep. So we'll come down to the Flyer zone. Maybe a lot of shot here with an offensive zone face-off here in the right wing circle. Caroline going to take the face-off. Gabby, Lara with her. Beckett and Gwen on defense. Gabby's trying to pick up that loose puck. It's now sent to the near boards. Gabby tries to fire one in and gets intercepted by Howie. Howie picking up the loose puck, sends it up out of the zone. Lady Log pulled the goalie. Glenn chases down the puck before it gets to the crease. This is Lara going to go to the box for a trip with 1 minute left in the game. So Lady Log will spend the rest of the game here on the PK. We'll see if they can get a shorty here to get it within one. To kill the penalty, we've got Margot, Lennon, Stella, and Caroline. Stella chasing down the loose puck. She's picking up some speed as she comes through center ice. She's got all alone. She's going to take a shot right into the goalie's glove. It gets deflected to the left wing circle. Lady Boss pulled her goalie down one. Margot sends it in the zone. Now the Flyers able to clear it out. This is Calder Paulson. He's going to try to shoot it from the neutral zone. That's Lennon sends it up the boards. Calder not able to get good wood on it. Puck comes up to the point. Flyers send it in. Now it comes up to their D. And that's a chip shot there for Calder Paulson. 6-3 with 16 seconds left in the game. This is Caroline, Stella, and Bree. Margot and Lennon on D. Laura comes out of the box, goes across the ice. Stella battles hard, sends it deep into the Flyers zone. Flyers pick it up behind their own net. This is going to end the game. Stella picks up the trash right in front of the net, but just barely not able to get that in as time expired, but everybody says give it to her. Anyway, Lady Watt are going to fall 6-3 in the first of two. We'll be back here after they cut the ice for the second game.